Yes, everybody, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm here with Bills and the co-owner, Marlie, chilling all the way live from Brazil. What a great Premier League weekend final day we've had today. We've got lots to talk about. Please smash, share, subscribe, like if you can. And before we get into the chat, here's the intro. Yes, everybody, welcome back to Football United TV. Marlie, I'm with Bills as well. How is everybody doing? Marlie, starting with you.
Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm assuming I'll be 100% by tomorrow. I'm okay.
Good, man.
How are you guys?
Well, pretty good. I used to do a lot of these things with Matt, like when he first started, and then we stopped for a while because he was doing his own thing, etc. But I'm here, the final day of the Premier League season. It's good to be back, man. Show me some love.
All right. Absolutely. What a fantastic day we've had, mate. We thought it was very close at the end there. I know Aston Villa were winning 2-0 against Man City, and they had to pull it back to 3-2. Guandawan scoring, I think, 2 of the goals.
You got 2 of those goals, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And then, of course, Liverpool did their job right as well. How do we feel, Marlie, about the results today? I know you know, from an Arsenal perspective, Tottenham did the job 5-0 against Norwich. We thought maybe that Norwich will give up a bit of a fight, but it didn't seem to happen.
Yeah, no. I never thought that. Dude, it was... I didn't necessarily feel like watching football. I did watch Arsenal's game. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't excited or anything. I knew what was going to happen. It's been frustrating for a couple of rounds now for an Arsenal fan. But it was a really entertaining weekend of football for sure. Amazing comeback from City. Really exciting game from Arsenal as well. I'm assuming Spurs game was fun to watch if you're a Spurs fan. So yeah, good football. Good football. A lot to talk about.
So, from an Arsenal perspective, I mean, people are talking a lot about the position you were in, particularly before the derby against Spurs. I think people are being a bit too negative. I think if you took the expectations at the beginning of the season and when Arteta was having some problems, if you said at that moment that you would finish in the position you are now and you'd have European football and you've got this really, really exciting group of young players, including Smith Rowe, who we tried to take from you. I'm a Villa fan. I'd say you're in a good position. It must be frustrating, especially when you're against your rivals on the last day like that. But I've got to see. I see progress from Arsenal, and I see the same kind of this weird mediocrity, but at the highest level, from Spurs, which is a weird thing to say. I think you know what I mean, though, right?
No, 100%, mate. I'm not yelling Arteta out. I want him to be here next season. I've made my position really clear from the beginning. If Arsenal's in the conversation for top 4 within the last few rounds, I feel like he deserves to stay. Spurs has a better team than we do. They do, and I feel like we deserve to get 4th place over them. If I'm being honest, I hate talking about this, but I honestly feel like bad decisions from refs cost us more points than player mistakes this season. Okay. It did. This was a scandalous season from a ref standpoint when you're talking about Arsenal's games. The last one against Everton, one of the games against City, this game against Spurs, their advantage in the first half was totally created by the ref. It's been frustrating, and I agree with you. We have an exciting young team. Mate, the thing about Champions League, getting 4th place, I would have loved it because finishing above Spurs, sure, that'd be great. but we make a little more money and we get a bigger pool, right? Like more players want to come to us, and we have an easier time renewing with the players we have. But mate, if we're able to keep Saka, Martinelli, the young exciting players we have that have like 2 or 3 years left in their contract, if we're able to keep them, I won't mind. We stood no chance of doing well in the Champions League next season. We're one of the favorites for the Europa League, like something exciting to look forward to. It's just that frustration that, Arteta put us in that position though, like to be fighting for top four. We capitulated in the end. Sure, we showed that we're an immature side, and we could have used with a little more squad depth. But I'm not desperate to see Arteta leave, and I think we're in the right path.
I think you've got a really good developing manager. You could probably take the Spurs approach, for example, and get someone more experienced, but that carries more expectation. I don't think that's what Arsenal needs right now. I think, get these young players blooded, get Arteta blooded as well. You can see how it's starting to work and how the hype about him is actually something real, something to be recognized, So I think you're in a good position. It's good to hear some realism as well, because you've got large groups of Arsenal fans on the internet doing and saying some crazy things as well. So
I agree.
If everyone can keep their head on their shoulders, keep maturing the players, and like you say, that really important thing about the quality of player that you can attract. If I were Arsenal, I wouldn't go so crazy on the Europa League next year. I'd say keep working on what you've got in the Premier League. But I don't know. It looks interesting for you guys. Really.
Well, talking about Arsenal, we have like one of the biggest Arsenal fans hanging out background stream. So we're going to bring him in right now. It is the one and only, the legendary, the man we all know, Stephen Featley. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Mate, absolutely amazing. How are you feeling? I'm pretty sure you're a little bit...
You're lucky West Ham bottled it.
I am lucky, yeah. I said Man United were going to lose anyway, Stephen. Like, there's no doubt about that in my mind. But West Ham...
What would have been worse? Sorry, what would have been worse if you bottled it and ended up in the Conference League and Liverpool won the title?
I wanted the Conference League, mate. I wanted it. I don't think we deserved the Europa League, mate. We didn't even deserve the Conference, really.
Same, we didn't deserve the Champions League, mate.
Oh no, you didn't. But you've gone above Man United. Man United started off at the start of the season like Arsenal did. You said you look at Man United, Stephen. You go, yeah, better team any day. You did better than them. Like the team we all thought that were at least going to compete. So it's not Arteta credit. I think your players, your youth players at Arsenal deserve credit for being able to at least get back into Europe, because you missed that this season, right?
That should be the bare minimum.
Yeah, but you got that.
I expect them to get that.
Yeah, but
I expect them to get that. Right? So, yeah, but we had multiple opportunities, right, to get top four. Everyone said it was ours to lose. This manager has thrown it away. He's going to perform like that today. Where was that against Newcastle? Where was that against Spurs?
I don't know.
Where was that against Brighton? Where was that against Palace?
Did you say Everton switched off? Did Everton switch off because they're already safe, maybe? And I
don't think so, because they've managed to get a goal back before half time.
Okay, so you're already leading. I didn't watch the game, so I can see the result. You're already leading pretty heavily before the goal, then the Everton goal, yeah.
We were 2-1 in half time, and then we managed to step it up. They managed to step it up a little bit more.
They got me.
They managed to step it up even more in the second half. But like, it's all right playing when the pressure's off now. Then they know when Tottenham are 5-0 up, and they know they're not going to get it. I bet you if Tottenham were losing 1-0, this lot would have been parking the bus at 2-1. Would it be going off and 5 goals?
I'm seeing your hashtag there, so you are not an Arteta fan here, no?
No, not in the slightest. Especially when this guy has had multiple opportunities to spend 250 mil. He's won what this season? 4 more games this season, right? He's lost the same amount of games. He's conceded more goals. We've got a less goal difference, and yet every fan tells me we fixed the defence.
Is this a good comment though, Stephen from BX Gunner? Shouts out to you, mate. 81. We're back in Europe, and I'm not talking Conference League. I mean, it's a step.
I get that.
In anything, right?
I get that, but the circumstances is that we were better than most teams most of the season. We were consistently we were most consistent, right? But here's the thing: Tottenham were 8th in March. They were 8th in March. They were nowhere near us. We were 4th, right? And we've gone and bottled it to them. To them, right? The professional bottlers, I call them.
Yeah.
The professional bottlers, right? And it's empty because the trophy cabinet's empty, right?
Potential, but yeah.
And that's, do you know why? Because they spent 2 signings in January. What did we do? We cut the wage bill. Yes, we cut the wage bill. Right, success. We got rid of the deadwood. Right, whilst also calling out COVID cases as well, and getting games postponed whilst doing that. So yeah, but all these top gooners tell you everything's rosy, everything's beautiful. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, no, it's not, because I said earlier on my watch along, right? These players couldn't wear that badge. It's won 12 titles. It's too heavy for them.
Oh, that's very political. Some people might disagree with you, Stephen, but I get what you're saying,
mate. They were warned by men. They were warned by men when they came to the point that they needed to perform in the North London derby and against Newcastle. They were absolutely spineless. Spineless.
Well, what about Man City today then, Stephen and Marley? Like, you know, they were 2-0 down at Aston Villa. They could have literally threw away the Premier League, right? You know, and Liverpool too. They were 1-1 until the very end.
I had a sneaky feeling that would happen, to be honest, because it is Stevie Gerrard. He'll try something up their sleeve. But I think in the end, Aston Villa just ran out of gas towards the end. But they, like, Stevie Gerrard had to do something, didn't he? Like, he had to try and put some spanner in the works. But yeah, but
almost did it, really. Villa looked in the first half. Villa looked really organised. They had the solid game plan. It was working. But it's that City, much like Liverpool, are a team that builds momentum very, very quickly inside a game. You know, like,
yeah.
If you don't know, Bills is an Aston Villa fan, so that's why he's speaking upon that.
But like, you know, we've had this again. We have a habit of capitulating against big teams, taking the lead and then losing the 2 or 3 goals. Just like what happened today. I've seen it happen against any of them.
But it is against Man City, though. That's the point as well. They can just switch it on like that.
A Man City that's pushing hard as well. You know, it's
they can switch it on.
I was waiting for Grealish to come on and bang a hat trick, you know, or something like that.
Wishes, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know about that. I love Grealish, and I'm glad we got the money for
it. You mean ban an own goal hat trick? You mean?
I've still got love for that, man. Still got love for that, man.
He has, absolutely. Let's have
Man City, but you know.
So that's the results today, everybody. If you haven't been watching, you've been at work on a Sunday, it's probably not very good for you. But I'm hoping that you can check this out right now. Crystal Palace won 1-0 against Man United. Prediction correct. Arsenal 5, Everton 1. Bloody hell. Chelsea 2, Watford 1. Typical. Leicester City 4, Southampton 1, Brentford 1, Leeds United 2. So,
by the way, that's the second time only in this season Arsenal scored 5 goals in the game.
Yeah, but that was really good because, I mean, look, you see Tottenham...
And the other one was against Leeds. That other time was against Leeds. Or Norwich, I believe it was. I don't know which one.
Look, Burnley have gone down and Leeds have stayed up. What do you... I mean, starting off with you, Marley, mate, what do you make of that relegation battle here today? That the fact that Burnley, after so many years in the Premier League, have finally gone down. After second Sean Dyche as well, bringing in a new manager, like Leeds did, getting rid of Bielsa. What was their faults, mate? What do you think happened with Burnley this year?
I'm pretty sure I called it like very early on that these 3 teams would have been relegated. Burnley put in a fight towards the end, but I just feel like they're the 3 weakest sides in the Prem.
Sure.
comfortably. Like you talk about squad, you talk about everything. Like it's just like eyesight coming. Burnley, like it's really impressing to me that they stood in the Premier League for so long. Like they have such a, I don't know, their way of play. Like it reminds me of '90s football. You know, like it's a little, like
They had a
it's
unique way of playing, like the good old English football way.
But it's
Right.
nice. That's the
Doggish
thing.
defence, long balls.
They got rid of the guy who really optimized that. That's the thing, you
Yeah.
know. It was very much Dyche ball, especially when we're
But-
talking about his service to Burnley. You know,
I did agree. Sorry, I did agree with. I do agree that Sean Dyche had to go because they did pick up form. They did pick up form. They looked down and out with Sean Dyche, and they needed someone fresh. Right,
But this
same
is,
as Leeds. Right,
But Stephen, this is very bad for Burnley because financially they really do depend on being in the Premier League, and going back down into Championship is going to be very hard for them to bounce back. Surely,
well, they had one chance right at the end to literally snatch it away, but then Leeds went and scored in the end. I mean, look, I didn't want Leeds to go. I didn't want Leeds to stay up. I didn't want Leeds to stay up. I can't stand
why?
them.
Tell us, Stephen.
I don't like
why?
them.
Why? To give us a
When you
reason.
when you make songs back in the '60s about the Munich air disaster, that's why I don't like you.
Oh, I know. There's loads of reasons why.
Yeah, they've
I
made plenty of
understand.
songs. They made plenty of songs like that. I mean, one about Hillsborough as well. So no,
Yeah, I know. But
it's like Millwall. Millwall is the worst one for me. Sometimes I hate Millwall more than Tottenham because they say the way they act in terms of racism and discrimination, it's in their DNA. Well, why can't we delete you as a football club like we do on FIFA? Why can't we do that? Press the delete button. End them.
He says Viduka. Yeah, well, what? Yeah, why not? I guess. I mean, look, that Leeds. You can't.
That
blame
shows how
them.
corrupt FA are. They don't give a crap.
Who Leeds don't?
No, the FA don't give a crap about teams, or the EFL don't give a crap about teams like Millwall that go around and say that that's their part of their DNA. Like all this discrimination crap.
Yeah, well, Millwall.
Shows they don't care. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
They've been
I'm going
saying
off tangent.
I never heard that. So not saying you're wrong. I just never saw it. You know. So they're actually claiming that.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
they teach their kids to sing these songs and be proud of it.
Pretty
Right?
much, all right.
There's actually video recordings of them doing it. You can see, honestly, look it up.
Oh dear.
Well, you know, Villa have got their problems with this too. It's something I'm a little ashamed about.
Everyone's got their problems, but I'm just saying Millwall's usually the worst of the lot. Right?
Famous-
I'm not saying everyone has their own. Arsenal have their own problems as well, right? But
Sure.
everyone has their problems. Always have that minority. So it's like that It's like that Everton fan that tried to take on Patrick Vieira. Oh mate, he's lucky he went in the street. Patrick Vieira would have knocked him out.
Yeah,
No,
he knocked him out on the pitch, didn't he?
no, he's lucky he got mate. He's lucky he got a tackle. If I was Patrick, mate, honestly, if I was the FA, I would let Patrick Vieira have a swing at him when he's on the floor. Let him have a punch. Fuck him.
Well, he's not quite a boxer, is he?
I don't.
we don't condone violence in the channel.
We
by the
don't.
way.
Yeah, we don't condone violence. But if you get in someone's personal space like that, that's just usually what happens in the street.
You should do a Bruce
Oh,
Lee
oh.
kick out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Bruce Lee. You just don't fuck with Patrick Vieira. I'm sorry. If the FA punish
You
him for
don't
that,
mess with him, mate.
if the
Yeah.
FA punish him for that, then I'm boycotting the FA.
It's like
somehow.
someone saying to me, Chuck Norris is a guy that wants to fight you. I'm like, I'm not having it. Not having it. I don't
And
care.
it spoils. They run on the pitch to joy with their fans, with their players. They've ruined it. They
Well,
ruined
talking
it.
about that, Stephen, Marley and Bills, you see the Man City fans have gone onto the field today.
And then what they're doing? They're jumping on the frigging goal net,
They've cut it
leaning
off,
on the
mate.
post. Yeah, what have they done that? Yeah, and now they
Because
that's
Daddy
ruined it.
buy a new one. Like, you know.
No. I know they've got tons of money, but what I'm saying is that FA are going to are going to come down on them, right? There's going to be more stewarding next season. That means there's less chances of these things happening, which sometimes is a beautiful thing watching it, especially when a team gets promoted or a team stays up or a team wins the title like that, because they were 2-0 down at one point, right? And looked down and out, but being able to celebrate with your fans like that That's going to get stopped because minority people like that act like idiots.
Yeah. What did you make, Marley? I mean, talking about Man City as well, winning the league this season, so close, mate. What do you think it means for them and Liverpool? Obviously, going into the Champions League final against Real Madrid next weekend. Do you think this will deter Liverpool from winning it? Is it a bit shaky for them? Or are they going to go all out against Real Madrid now to at least get 3 cups this season instead of the quadruple?
Dude, Real Madrid's always going to be the favorite when they reach a UCL final. Even though Liverpool has a much better team, they have a better manager as well. But dude, it's Real Madrid in the UCL final. It's the biggest team in the world. It's going to be.
Then, if anyone could do a comeback in the Champions League final, it's Liverpool.
Sure, I fully agree with that. Fully agree with that. But
it's going to be a Titanic game, I'll tell you that.
It's going to be a huge game.
One thing it will prove, like Man City needed to win this title because it's the only trophy they're going to win. It would have been an absolute disaster if they lost this title this season.
True.
That's why Pep was so emotional at the end, because they were 2-0 down and it looked like an utter disaster when they were 2-0 down. Like, because they thought they were going to get no trophies whatsoever and Liverpool were going to win the lot. Right? Don't forget, Liverpool win this and then won one more game, they would have won the quadruple and your treble would have been in history. Right? That would have been the greatest team ever. Done. Finished. Right? But what it does prove, if Liverpool invest and spend right in the summer, right? If they could do this this year, and they get it and they spend right next year, trust me, like they could easily get it makes the quadruple look possible. They made it look possible. Everyone thought it was impossible. You only do it on FIFA, like, but they actually made it look possible. Especially when they were 12 points behind Man City, and everyone said Man City got it.
I think City can do it too. I think City can do it in the right season.
Not really, because they're just Manchester City. Sorry, Manchester City in the Champions League. There's just no substance there. You saw it with Man Madrid. They were comfortable, and then either Pep overthinks it, or it's just their pedigree just doesn't get them through.
Is that what you thought, Marley?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but it's just a matter of like it'll come. It'll come. They're too good. I think Pep's going to stay there for a long time. He's the best manager in the world. He is. They're one of the best teams in the world. There's always going to be plenty of investment there. At some point, they're going to win the Champions League. Might be next season. They look the favorites this season. They reached the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid, who's been doing fantastic for a while now.
You could say, though, you could make an argument about Klopp because the amount of resources he's got at his disposal compared to Man City's. Man City's got unlimited resources.
Yeah, okay.
Like Liverpool hasn't got massive resources, and yet he turns people like Robertson, Trent, like even Wijnaldum from Newcastle. He turns all these like players that look down and out into absolute ballers, right? And into a team that, okay, Robertson like he's come from Hull, but that team just fits so perfectly. And he knows what he wants from the market and doesn't have to spend bomb to get it. Like Luis Diaz, look at that signing. Right?
Harvey Elliott.
Yet Klopp, when he came in, he spent 50 million each on his fullbacks.
Yeah.
So there is that case. You can make an argument saying Klopp is better because of the amount of resources he's got at hand.
If you give him what he wants, he'll perform, and that is a skill in itself. Because we've seen enough teams go and blow a lot of money. You could name Liverpool, Man United. I think we
spent the most this season.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and half of transfers needs to get out the door.
Galacticos, the original Galacticos at Real Madrid, they didn't actually really win much. Aston Villa in our first season back in the Premier League, you can't guarantee these things, you know.
Here's the thing: since Arteta's taken over, we spent 250 million on this manager. Liverpool ain't spent that much more. They've probably just spent just as much. And he's been there for 6 years. This guy's been here for 2 full seasons, and he still can't. And he still can't get top 4 with 250 mil. And you see what I'm not with it.
Well, the other thing is with Liverpool, they're recuperating a lot of that money, and I don't think that's happening so much at Arsenal.
No,
I don't think so.
No, we let Aubameyang go for free. We actually paid him out of his contract.
Now he's also in Barcelona. Yeah.
And now he's scoring goals, and everyone said he was the cancer. Yeah.
Well, he's one of those mood players. If his mood's not right, he won't perform. So you're right to get rid of him, money or no
Yeah,
money.
if you wanted to. No, I was more like, if you're right to get rid of him, if you want to keep the manager. If you don't want to keep the manager, keep him there and let the manager go. So he was pissed off with the manager, basically. He was fed up playing left wing back after
He
time.
was the only one that was peed off with the manager, wasn't he not?
Right. So why has Saka put a release clause in his contract then?
Because he'd
If
be
he's
stupid
so in love
like
with his
Harry Kane to not do
Nah.
No.
No. Do you know why? Because he don't trust the process.
No, it's just any player these days will put a contract clause in, like Haaland will.
He don't buy it.
He's
not buying it, mate.
Grealish had one, and
Mate, he knows.
Yes, Grealish.
No,
Grealish
because do you know why he's done it? He knows Arsenal are not going to get towards title challenge in 2 years with this manager. He knows it. Right?
It's not
guaranteed.
Steven,
Don't even start me with it. Don't even start me with it.
Steven, one second. You have got to calm down, mate. You've got to calm down.
No.
You good.
Yo, Steven. You're
I'm sorry, Marley. I'm sorry, Marley. Marley.
I'm gonna mute you, mate.
Let him
Calm
go
down
first,
1
Mark.
second.
Stephen, and then
Calm
you
down
can
1 second.
counteract
1
it. Okay, let him
second.
go.
I've forgotten what I had to say now. It's
No, you haven't.
what are we talking about? Yeah, I have. Like, what are we talking about again?
Right.
I have something.
I'm gonna let you. In. Right.
It's not
Arteta.
It's not Saka. If Saka knew that it's not gonna happen, he wouldn't renew. But because he fears it might not happen, he needs a release clause. It's very simple, mate. It's very simple.
No.
It's not a
Not
guarantee. It might not look like it's going to happen, but it might.
So do you think actually Arteta's going to get a title challenge in 2 years?
Dude, no, I don't.
There you go then. Thank you very much.
Because I don't feel like we're going to invest enough.
And he knows. No, hang on a minute. No, what I'm saying is, he knows Arsenal, on way they're going at the minute, the amount of money they're spending and how much they're actually improving when they've spent that money, which is not a lot, it shows that this manager is not going to be able to get them to a title challenging status in the next 2 to 3 years winning that contract. Right? So he's putting a release clause in. He's put a release clause in to basically say, like, if someone comes along like Liverpool, which they will, Liverpool and all that will come looking for these players because of how good they are and because they know Arsenal are going nowhere. They'll snap them up for the amount of release. He want to make sure that he's actually being paid the right amount of money for his release clause. That's why.
That is one reason you could have a release clause, but there's about 100 other reasons you could put that in. Bargaining.
He doesn't trust the process, mate.
I mean, I've heard what you've got to say a few times now, but this is just what I want to say quickly, right?
And I know I'm winding Marley up, and I'm fucking loving it.
Right, yeah. But that same point repeated a million times aside, how many different reasons are there for having a release clause in your contract? It's strength of bargaining for your next contract.
Trust me.
It's being able to have. Come on now, let me speak. Come on.
Yeah,
it's having that option that you're mentioning if things don't work out, which they might not. Like, I don't think anyone's expecting an Arsenal title challenge, but he loves the club. He wants to go for it, and just like Grealish with that insane 100 million one, like it's just another option. To see how things go. You don't know where you're going to be in 2 years. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot better. He's just keeping his options open because he's in a position to be able to do that. Arsenal need him more than he needs them. That's definitely true. And for that reason, why not a release clause? Definitely. Like you mentioned, Harry Kane earlier was really, really stupid not to get one put into his contract, and I agree with that.
Mate.
What happened to him, That is more what you're alluding to here. I get that, but it's not the only reason you get a release clause.
Yeah, look, for me, it just doesn't feel to me that Saka's totally bought into it. I really don't think it. Like,
so
not totally bought in.
He's 80% into it because.
Do you know why? Like most of his performances this season, everyone keeps going like he's one of those brilliant players. Right? Hi, Rebecca.
We can see you.
Become the
Boy,
leader.
Don't worry,
What's
Rebecca.
happening?
I'm gonna make it. I'm winding Marley up so much he's gonna lose his hair again.
She
I
left.
don't have
She
a lot
left.
to lose.
Marley, what was you going to say there? You just tried to cut in there on that, bro.
No, it's just like I'm once again saying, sure, like I know that no one can be totally bought in, right? Like things haven't worked out yet. Like the early objectives might have been reached, but it looked like we're gonna get top four for a while and we capitulated. So no one's gonna be too confident about Arsenal next season. But you can't come and say that like he knows it's not gonna work out, because if
Yep.
that was the case, he wouldn't renew. There's plenty of teams crazy for Saka right now. He could play anywhere in the world. Real Madrid could want him now that Mbappe didn't go. Like he's an exciting young player, mate. He
And
wants
also-
to stay here, but he's also like he doesn't want to become Harry Kane.
And
Someone
also-
that wishes he left like a long time ago, but Tottenham's just not going to sell him for
I'm telling
like
you,
normal money.
in the next 2-3 years, we'll have this manager for another 3 years. We'll get nowhere. We might get top four, maybe one. But don't forget, Newcastle are coming up for that, and they've already proved under their new ownership they can absolutely pepper us and batter us, right, into submission, right. Man United are going to have Ten Hag. Now, I don't believe in their board and their structure that's actually going to make them any better, right, because of what's going on at the top. Right, that's a big issue than actually the manager, right? But we'll see what happens. They might start off well, right? So you've got them coming. Conte is going to reinforce. Tuchel's going to reinforce. You're telling me Arteta is going to go up against Ten Hag, Conte, Klopp, and Guardiola and manage to get top four in that? Yeah, right. Mate, you got more chance of me flying to the moon.
I'd like to see that.
I wouldn't write it off. I see the point you're saying, but I
I'm
wouldn't.
sorry. In 3 years, It's got to be Man City and Liverpool to try and go for a title challenge. It's not gonna happen.
Mate,
You need an elite manager. It's not gonna happen, and I'm sorry.
This is a
Right.
season where Arsenal legitimately played better than United, Spurs, and Chelsea, mate.
Yeah, and we
should-
still
we
finished
should have
behind
finished-
Spurs.
Yeah, mate, but you know there's outside circumstances that go into this. In addition to having the youngest squad, we were the team the most screwed
Yeah.
by refs.
Yeah,
We
but
should have
oh,
finished third.
fuck off! I'm not having this.
I'm not
I
gonna
have
fuck
this
off, mate.
every
It's my-
time.
It's my honest
Every
opinion.
season. It's the
It
refs. It's
cost
the
us,
refs.
at the
It's the
very least, 15 points this season, mate.
oh
15
fuck.
points. With 5 more, we would have been third.
No.
It's my,
I'm not
it's
hearing
my
this
honest
rubbish.
opinion, mate. I don't like
Yeah,
it. But
and
it's the
Chelsea have
truth.
had
We were
their
third
Chelsea
best
have had
team
their
in the
decisions.
league.
Tottenham have had their decisions, right?
Not at the amount. Again, that happened
No.
against us, mate. Not at the same amount.
It's weak. It's weak.
Yeah.
No,
It's
do you know?
just-
No,
it's how I feel.
Marley. No, do you know what? A proper team would be able to cope with those decisions and still come out and win those games.
We're not a proper team.
Well,
We're a
it just
young
shows
team
he's not
that's
enough,
trying
then,
to
isn't it?
improve.
Well, there you go.
We're
He
a young
spent
team.
hang
Yeah,
on.
sure.
He spent 250 mil. So why are we not a good team? Why are we not a proper team?
Spend
Everyone's been
250
going on.
the
Everyone's
future,
been
not the
saying.
present, mate. That's
Hang
what
on.
the project's called.
Everyone's been saying we're this, we're that, we're this. Everything's fine. We're doing great. Arteta's this. We got Super Mick Arteta. Yeah, well, we're not going to the Champions League, you idiots. Like,
So I'm just thinking, I'm wondering about this proper team thing. So if a proper team like City or Real or someone gets a red card at the beginning of a game, they should be expected, in your words, 100% to just overturn that without any real issues because they're a proper team, yeah? What about the final? What if someone gets a red card in the first 10 minutes of the final? It's the referee's cock-up. A proper team should be able to just sort that one out, right?
hang on a minute. Arsenal in the Champions League final had a sending off in the Champions League
I remember
final.
it very well, Jens
Yeah?
Lehmann.
Who took the lead first?
Well, you lost the game.
No, but who took the lead? Obviously, Barcelona wore us out because they had so much of the ball and they could work it away around because they had the extra man.
Right?
No,
That was a proper team.
no, but hang on a minute. We had a bunch of kids, but we did not blame the ref in that, right? Because it was his David sending off, and we actually decided to take the lead and give actually Barcelona a proper
But
game.
that's not your point. That's not your point. We're talking about dodgy refs and dodgy decisions, and a proper team should just get it like that, right?
No, but what I'm saying is,
Great point, Matt.
the Arsenal team that I used to know, right? That used to get these decisions because, like Man United, right, we play at Old Trafford. I don't know, some dodgy decision goes their way, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and we would still be able to come out and win those games. We have done.
you
We
didn't
have
win-
done.
Yep.
And which
Sure,
proper
it
teams are
happens
doing
every
this
now
right
and
now
then.
as well? Just to check.
But first of all, we're not the Invincibles anymore. We're very far off. You know that more than I do.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
understand
not
that,
a
Marley,
team
but
that can
I'm
afford
not having
that
this
can
weak
afford to have a bunch
excuse.
of
Otherwise,
names.
everyone could use that excuse because everyone has had decisions against them because the rest of that shit.
But you haven't listened to him. Like, listen to what
Maddie,
he's saying.
Maddie,
I
Can
hear
you
it
point-
all the time. I hear it every match reaction. The rest done
I'm
this, the rest
listening.
done
This
that,
is
the rest
great.
done this, the
Maddie,
rest done
can you
that, the rest
point
done
out-
this.
Can you point out like 5 scandalous games from this season where refs like completely screwed you? 5,
No,
because that's no,
no,
because
Oh,
Arsenal's
fuck.
had like
Go on,
Neither.
name me. Go on,
no. I can't
Name it.
name any team that's
Marley,
really had
Marley,
5 scandalous.
Marley. Name me the games. Name me the games. Name me 5 games. Go on.
City,
Yeah.
Spurs, Burnley,
What happened to City?
Palace,
You're not going to
Everton.
let him name him. You just.
What happened to City?
They,
What
okay.
happened to City?
What happened at City, dude? They invented a red card. The ref literally
Yeah.
marked an Arsenal player in one of the attempts. Like it was a scandalous game. The 3-2, the
That was-
comeback. That game was purchased. I spent like hours talking about this for weeks.
No,
remember
that was that. No,
I'm
we
pretty
put
sure you
ourselves
have
in
a-
that
you-
situation.
You
No,
have a
no.
fan reaction. You
Our
have a fan
our
reaction
defender
where I
was
say it was bought by
no.
oil
Was that
money.
Gabriel getting sent off? What do you mean?
Yes.
No, he was stupid enough to put himself in that situation. Right?
No.
It was his tackle, his fuck up. He deserved to get sent off.
That
So
game
what
was
are you?
scandalous.
Look, but what
Just
are you?
like the other
This
four
is the
that I
thing.
mentioned.
We're all
It's
talking
Gabri-
about Arsenal, though, guys. Spurs got the spot. How well have they done? Can you be unbiased, guys?
They've done well to turn it
They've
around.
done well. I congratulate Tottenham because they've done the proper thing. They realised their manager was no good.
What
They got
changed
rid of
with
him.
them, Stephen? Because their manager was about ready
Hang
to
on a minute.
say, "I'm not happy here
They-
anymore."
Yeah.
All right, we beat them. They were top of the league in the first 3 games. Right, we were bottom. Right, they were taking a piss out of us. By the end of the 3rd game, when we beat them 3-1, we were above them. Right, they had Nuno, who was not good enough, out of his depth. Right, this is the difference between Arsenal and Spurs, and this shows that Spurs have got a bigger mentality than Arsenal right now. Right, they saw the problem with their manager, they got rid of him.
Okay.
Right? They brought an elite manager, and if we hijack that contract on that contract negotiation, you really think Conte would have gone to Spurs? Nah, he would have gone to Arsenal. Right? Better history, bigger club.
Not convinced.
No, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, because he would have got us top 4. He would have taken those chances we had.
I think Spurs is a better proposition at that
But
point.
anyway, right? They get a proper manager, an elite manager. He realizes the problems in the squad, right? They get thrown out of the UEFA Conference League by default, which wasn't really fair, to be honest, when we got games postponed anyway. But anyway, they went in January, and here's the difference. We decided to thin out our squad, right? Maitland Niles, Chambers, we could have used them in our midfield. No, we decided to send them off. We could have used them in our defence. No, we mobbed them off. And then they bought Kulusevski and Bentancur. Them 2 key signings is what got them top 4.
Kulusevski has definitely got them a few points single-handedly. I'd say that for sure, yeah.
Look at
I
the
don't-
performance
I
they
don't
had today.
I don't think Conte would have gone to Arsenal at this point. I just don't think it's a big enough proposition for someone like
Because
Conte.
we're not ambitious enough.
He
We're
doesn't
not
really care
ambitious
about the
enough.
English league. He cares about paychecks and winning stuff. That's all it is. You know. He
That's
doesn't
what I'm
care
saying.
about-
We haven't got the ambition. He knows our owners haven't got the ambition to win. Right? Hang on a minute. I will just say, like, our owners, for example, the reason I know they have not got any ambition to win to win anything at this club, right, is because the new contract with Arteta. When was that announced? That was announced the day after the game. We confirmed we got top 6, minimum top 6. So we knew we got Europe back. So as soon as they got Europe back, they announced their new deal for Arteta because he achieved his target, right? Doesn't matter if it's UEL or it's UCL. It's Europe. Something they can make tons of money of, and the amount of merchandise they can sell, right? With the amount of the TV rights they can sell as well.
Sign
Right.
better players too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they care. That's all they care about. They're not really cared really about the signing of the players bit. They're more caring about how much money they can make out of
I
it.
think that's every
Right.
team. Though. I think that's every team.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
no, but like, look, yeah, but you say that, but Man City don't like. If Man City drop to fourth, there'll be a fucking riot outside their stadium.
There
If
would,
Liverpool drop
they
to
got
fourth,
that
there'll be a riot.
expectation. I hear
The
that.
difference between Liverpool, everyone keeps comparing to say, oh yeah, but Liverpool took 4 years. It's not built in a day. Yeah, well, Liverpool got top 4 in their first full season. We got 8th. Yeah, because they got an elite manager, right? They also got 4th in the next season, got to a Champions League final, right? They won the Champions League in his about his 3rd season. Then he won the Premier League. Why? Because the fans demanded more. They didn't accept anything less than top 4 in his 1st season and demanded more and more and more until they got the best. Right?
Look, would they have actually?
Our fans have already said. Like our fans have
I
already
think we
said,
gotta
even though
move
they've
on
been
from
going.
Arsenal, right?
Sorry,
Like we
Yeah.
said,
I'm not. I'm just finished. I'm just literally
Wrap
finished
it
now.
up, bro. Wrap it up.
I am gonna wrap it up.
Around that
Right.
bar.
What I'm saying here now is that right, our fans, as soon as like they've been going on about Super Mick Arteta, we're getting to the Champions League, right? Thinking we're getting Champions League. As soon as they knew we were bottling it against Spurs, they went, "Oh, but we've overachieved. We've got 5th. We've overachieved." Right? So if we've overachieved, why have you been saying that we were going to get top 4 then? Like demand, like they're making excuses, make excuses for the fact that we fucked up.
Before anybody shouts at anything,
Sorry.
big up. Talk. That's all right, Stephen. You
Big
cool,
up
man.
to.
You're passionate. Big up.
I'm
to,
sorry. I'm still mad about it. Like
I think Marley was right. Maybe we should move on to maybe talking about
yeah. Sorry.
now in the cup. We're going to finish off in a minute, and I want to ask you one question to every single person on here. But what do you think of City winning the season in the Premier League? Is it a shame? Is it good? I mean,
it's just money. You can just buy success.
I did want it.
Just a constant reminder of how you can just inject silly money into something, and
Not really, because Liverpool pushed them to the very end.
Yeah, but they still won. But what 4 is that 4 in 5 now for City? I think. Is that right?
That's
you know what I mean.
That's the thing. That's what I keep saying. It's like in the end, we didn't get what we wanted.
It can mess up. United have obviously spent a ton of money and haven't really benefited from it. We mentioned Arsenal, I've mentioned Villa, etc. But this is just insane money. Like you said earlier, 50 mil each on a fullback, 100 mil for a team's world-class captain, which I obviously believe you need to stick him on the bench. It's just insane. And I'm just super happy they haven't got that Europa League. That Champions League, excuse me. That will be the day that it's truly confirmed. Which you know what I mean, guys. We're in a business now. We're not in a sport,
I mean, what are we making about Newcastle? Maybe Stephen and Marley,
within 10 years.
They're going to be contending for the Champions League spots next season, maybe.
Nah, I think they'll be Europe next season. Top 4, maybe the season after.
Oh, they're going to climb, yeah. Marley,
they've been that good. They've been that impressive. Look at the football they're playing as well.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Eddie Howe knows how to set them up, and if you back him, which we haven't seen happen before,
they're going to back him. They're going to give him shitloads of money.
Well, or they get a new manager who they trust more with that money. That's the worrying thing. I hope they stick with Howe because he's a nice guy.
I think they'll give Howe the chance first.
By the way, Anthony, we are in the Europa League. West Ham lost today as well, so that just keeps us in the same position. So, thank you, lucky stars, for West Ham losing. Not Man United doing anything. We lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace, so not very good from us, mate. The re button needs to be pressed for Man United. Definitely.
You got super well fan, Nick.
Ten Hag's coming in, bro. But everybody, I just want to ask you quickly. Starting off with Marley, your thoughts of the season, mate. What do you think, bro? What's your thoughts on this season?
It was ruined by the refs.
Frustrating seasons. I do like wholeheartedly feel like the refs were the biggest issue for Arsenal this season. We were third best team. Like you talk about football, you talk about performances overall. You talk about the upward curve. Like Arsenal was better than Chelsea and Spurs this season, no doubt in my mind about that. But there were too many mistakes. Huge mistake by the board not to bring in a couple of players in January, or at least hold on to a couple of players that could have helped us out for sure. Squad depth was the second biggest issue this season, inexperience being the third. But over, yeah, I do, cuz, and I need a haircut. Well, I need hair before I can cut it. But yeah, it's on the way. It's on the way.
How is he writing up? Big
Um,
up to Anthony. Big up to Talk News, where he said, "I told
Can we
you."
get a memory eraser for the ref part?
But
Uh,
season overall, mate. I mean, Newcastle's starting to be scary a little bit. I think it would take them too much money to be fighting for fourth place next season. I think financial fair play wouldn't allow it. Like they need to spend like way too much money.
There's a new system on that, so it depends how they can get around, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
But do you see them spending like 400 mil? Because that's probably what it takes to for them to be competing for that spot.
we have inflation in this market, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
We're talking third and fourth place. They're not challenging for the title. Yeah. I'd say, yeah, I said 10 years earlier, I'd say 5, actually. I think Newcastle would be in the mix if not winning it.
okay.
But you're right. You got to ration that out over a few seasons, right?
Yeah. I think it's gonna take them like 2 or 3 years to be fighting for that spot, but they're looking good. Bruno Guimarães is an amazing player. I've been talking about him for a long time now. But other than that, mate, big up to Pep. I'm pretty sure whenever he retires from football, people are gonna realize he's the best manager to ever grace the game. He is.
yeah.
Like his Barcelona side was the best team I've ever seen. I wasn't alive for Brazil 1970, right? Like that Barcelona side was the best. He's becoming the most dominant manager in the Premier League history. Like he's probably surpassing, you know, your guy.
I'm getting
And
this actually today. You're the third person today, even out in public, that's called me ripped. I'm not, mate. I'm mouse muscular. That's the honest truth. Bills, what did you think of the thoughts on the season? I said mouse, by the way.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the season, mate?
Season as a whole, not totally surprising, to be honest. I'd say Arsenal getting out of that real ditch, whatever the feelings are and how it's actually finished, like for them, I think that was the biggest surprise. I think the right teams have gone down. I will always focus on Villa and just say it's nice to see us sort of inching our way up the table. I'm not totally convinced by Gerrard still, but you've got to give it time to, season as a whole, nothing hugely surprising. Would have expected more from United, particularly with Cristiano. I hate Real Madrid and Man City both equally on real passion, so I just want Liverpool to take it to them in the Champions League final. I want the screws to fall out of Manchester City. I want Pep to leave, or them not being able to replace Fernandinho or something like that. Just open things up. Liverpool can be fallible. City just don't look like they actually can, Liverpool can have a bad season. I just can't see it this season.
What about you, Stephen? What's your thoughts of the season, mate, as a whole, as a football fan? And no, Stephen, muscular match. Show us, Stephen. Come on, bro.
Bottle jobs.
Who? Everybody? Or
Arsenal. Bunch of bottle jobs.
What about the others, mate?
what about everybody else? The season as a
Great
whole.
Liverpool. Like everyone thought the title was done in December. So Liverpool's comeback and nearly snatching at the end was. I think they had it in their hands at one point, and just a couple of draws had cost them big time. But look, like credit to Man City, they do think it's not just spending; it's just you can spend loads of money, and we spent the most this season, and Man United spent the most, spend a lot of money as well. It's the way you spend it, and it's the way you operate, and they've got such a structure and operating system that works to the T. So, Arsenal, like one game a week, if they couldn't get higher than 8th with one game a week football, then Jesus Christ, like what are we doing? So I wasn't surprised really. Like top 4, like, at one point was definitely a possibility, but typical Arsenal, just like last season, what did we do? Bottle it. Bottle jobs. And losing to Brighton and Southampton, I think damage was done. Yeah, was definitely Anthony. Was definitely done there. North London derby didn't help. That was just embarrassing. Newcastle was embarrassing. And credit to Spurs because they seized on the opportunity. Right, they were 8th and we were 4th in March, and they pipped us to it. So there you go. Right, and it's like I said before, if we need, right, like to blame first of all, blame the refs. If we also need to rely on Norwich to do us a favour on the final day of the season, then I'm sorry, right? No matter how much the refs have fucked us, we don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Simple, right? And no doubt, if we got in the Champions League, we'll probably just get in the group of death because we got a bad coefficient. So we'll be in a group of death and we'll end up 4th. We won't even get in the Europa League. We'll get 4th because this manager will get absolutely patterned by every single team that he plays. Like, it gets patterned against freaking Tottenham 3-0. Like, could you imagine it against freaking Bayern? Right? You thought 5-1 was bad. He's going to take it to another level.
Well, we'll see. We'll see next season. Look, thank you, everybody.
Well, no, you won't because he's not there.
Well, maybe not. No, I get that. But look, here's where the table finishes off. Man City at the top, Liverpool 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Tottenham 4th, Arsenal, Man United get Europa League, West Ham get the Europa Conference, Leicester just missing out on like shy of 4 points. And then Burnley, Watford and Norwich, as you can see there at the bottom, are down. Leeds stay up, Everton stay up as well.
Can I make a just wanted to add one more thing.
Go for it.
We did not deserve 3rd at all. We were not a 3rd competing side. We were not, and we should never have been going to Chelsea saying oh look, we're coming for you. No, we're not. And the fact that Chelsea fans wanted Tottenham to win the North London derby says it all, doesn't it?
Can I just say something?
Bad the fans are.
You finished 11 points higher than Man United.
It's not successful. I'm not worried about where other teams finish around me.
I know it might not be successful to you, but how do I feel right now?
I know, but in the end, it's not about what other teams have done around you. It's about what you've done in the season. So
I know, but you did better than us by a country mile, and you've only got to.
This is the thing. If it was the other way around and we got 4th on the final day, everyone would have celebrated like we won the bloody Champions League anyway, right? And everyone would have jumped up in joy, laughing at Tottenham, thinking they're the big I am, and they're not. They're not.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Well, look, everybody, we are going to finish off now. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in and joining us all. Smash subscribe, share, and like if you can. We're going to shout at everybody now. Start off with Stephen. Where can we find you, mate?
You can find us on Sweetly TV. We'll be doing loads of. We'll do watch along highlights at some point as well for some games during last season. This season just gone. There'll be transfer updates, news shows coming as well. The F1 channel I'll be mainly on as well, which is Sweetly F1. So make sure you go and check that out. We've just done the Spanish Grand Prix. Next up is Monaco. And and then next live at 8 p.m. tonight with a match reaction for this game. And then after the Champions League final, we'll be doing a review of the whole season. So make sure you tune into that.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming on as well. Bills, I'll let you take the camera, mate. Where can we find you?
Sure. I don't do so much of the football chat. I just do that with Matt once in a while. I actually have an English school online, so not on YouTube. If you go to Instagram, search for Williams English School or Williams English, you should find it there. Matt follows it, so it should be off the back of that. And I'm saying this in English. Si quieres aprender un poco de inglés, seguirnos en Williams English and Instagram. if anyone speaks Spanish is listening to this.
Sí.
Yeah.
Comprende.
Yeah. All right. Cheers for having me on, man.
Thank you, Bills. Thank you so much. And last but not least, fellow DJ, stretching, doing his thing.
Yeah. Well, find me here. This is my home. Whenever I'm in too good of a mood and I feel like I need to tone it down and be in a bad mood, I go to Steven's channel as well. Find me there very, very often. May not look like it, but I love the dude to absolute death. Yeah. We don't see eye to eye when it comes to football, but he's a great friend of mine. But find me there. Do stay tuned to all the contents we have, like the football in the Americas chats we've been having have been fantastic with amazing guests talking about football that happens in the American continent. We have another one, the Libertadores and Sudamericana, coming in 2 weeks, and Maddie and I are going to be covering all the transfer rumors happening all over Europe and in the Americas as well, if it's interesting enough. So definitely stay tuned to all the things we're doing here.
Brilliant. And thank you to everybody that's watched today. Smash the like if you can, please. This is the last day of the Premier League. It's been wonderful. The sun's been shining in the UK. Not sure where you are right now, but if it has been a glorious day for you, big up to you. And hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We are finishing off now, and just want to say thank you so much to everybody. We will be back tomorrow for the Football Politics show Monday night, and we will be back, like Marlie said, for the transfer show on the 1st of June when the window opens. Until then, everybody, have a pleasant rest of your weekend. Go check out Bill's content for his English/Spanish speaking language entrepreneur shizzle. S Featley TV for Stephen, who does Formula One, football, and other jazz, and Marlie Chillen, whose home is here and also acting, hopefully one day on the silver screen of Hollywood. Don't get into too much trouble like Johnny Depp, but I just hope you do very well, bro. Okay.
Hey, mate. I don't think I'm not gonna say I'll get cancelled.
No, don't worry about it. He's not in too much trouble, but he was at the start. But now, you know.
Yeah, let's say the truth has been exposed.
Exactly. That's the whole point, mate. Truth is exposed. Cancel people. All right, people that cancel culture. Don't have them in your life. Everybody, stay tuned. See you later, everybody. Ta-ra.
Ciao.